Now the starting lineups. First for the visiting Rhode Island Reds. Number 1, Anthony Valeri. Number 2, Derek Blanchette. Number 5, Cam Namusa. Number 6, Murat Gervins. Number 7, Fabrice Dogby. Number 10, Max Colombo. Number 12, Gabe Gissy. Number 17, Eli Saya. Number 19, Isaac Nana Adai. Number 24, Danny Pereira. Number 25, Eben Degbor. Now the starting lineup for the Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. Number 99, Alexander Alzebak. Number 23, Adrian Barajas. Number 2, Kyle Burns. Number 3, Amar Zalilovich. Number 4, Patrick DeRosa. Number 8, Kiko Hernandez. Number 6, Yusufu Juma. Number 19, Suheru Kato. Number 22, Samuel Richards. Number 9, Hussam Sirhan. Number 16, Emmanuel Smith. Number 14, Victor Wobesike.
And on the road tonight here in Tyngsboro, Massachusetts, it's Rhode Island Reds soccer. The Reds pay their visit to Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. Their only trip up here this season. The first meeting between the two teams this season here in NPSL play underway. Greater Lowell in the home white and Rhode Island in the road yellow and blue. Dan Shulman here along with Mike Simeone. And Mike, we're seeing the normal 4-4-2 diamond from the Reds tonight, but it's a little bit different without Gent Salimi in the lineup.
Yeah, interesting not to see Gent. I don't know if he couldn't make the trip up here. Gent, who has been a force all season for this Rhode Island Reds team in the midfield, creating a lot of chances, taking shots on goal, a lot of opportunities. We saw him pretty well in the night game in New York Cosmos last weekend.
Reds enter the match in 5th place in the NPSL. A win could move them up into 3rd, given the NPSL's point system, as we get our first foul of the game. Eli Say bundling over, I believe that's Victor Wobesike. We'll see who it is once he gets up. Or it's Emmanuel Smith, I beg your pardon. Smith, quite the goal scorer. He leads the team with 4 goals, a midfielder at Keene State. He scored 6 goals and 5 assists this year at Keene State. And Smith up gingerly. He'll be able to walk that one off.
No card there. Eli lucky enough to get a card on. I think he's 1 or 2 away from getting a suspension. He's got a couple this year.
He did have that red card, which cost him 1 match. That was in the Hartford City game. He got that one. Free kick taken by Rough Diamonds is blocked away by the Rhode Island wall. Here's Nana Adai. Good to see him back on the field. His first game back from injury.
Yeah, he actually gets injured.
And right there, you see what Nana can do as he plays in Colombo. Colombo tries to chip the keeper, and he chips the football goalpost instead.
And that's something that's been missing for the Reds, that attacking opportunities that he creates. I mean, he's a very creative player, very good player. Unfortunately, he had a back injury due to a car accident. Off the field, nothing to do on the field with the Reds, but we're happy to see him back.
Goal kick taken off the head of Eli Say. Second ball for Danny Pereira. Now Nana dispossessed. Looked like he might have gotten tugged back. Play moved out to the far wing. Kiko Hernandez. A little bit of a back pass. Now to Yusufu Juma in the middle. And all the way back to the center back, Patrick DeRosa.
Dan, it's unusual
Foul.
to see the Reds be the defensive team in this match. Normally the attacking team when it comes to a lot of their matches, holding possession of the ball, passing the ball well, pressing the ball well. So it's interesting to see them now on the defense. Something we saw a lot in the New York Cosmos match. And to their credit, that back line held very well in that match. I know you couldn't make it there from that match, but this is a true and tested defensive line for the Rhode Island Reds.
Suharu Kato loses possession in the corner for Rough Diamonds. It's played out along the far sideline. Gabe Gissy trying to work around. I believe that's Kiko Hernandez. It is. Kiko gets it back, then puts a move on Gissy. Kiko playing in a nice ball on the ground, but offside flag up here on the near side.
And interesting there to see Cam Namusa get burned. Not something you see often. Cam, normally a stand-up defender, very speedy. Doesn't let a lot of guys get by him.
And the reason he was burned was because the guy was a few steps to the advantage.
Well, I mean, Coach Bombay said it best. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
Coach Riley from the Hawks.
Coach Riley.
Nana tries one from distance. This one's well over. Ambitious there from Nana.
Trying to get back on the bus, maybe? Get a goal in, get things back to where he wants to be. I know he's still coming off that injury, may not be in top form just quite yet.
The Reds had battled a bit of the injury bug. George Gill, with his second stint on the injured list, is out tonight. We were expecting the return of Kojo Kusi, though we don't see him on the bench. Might have been a traffic issue more than an injury issue, but Kusi is ready to go. Guerrero gives it away. Even Degbor's too far from him. Degbor tries a sliding tackle. And Kiko Hernandez's low shot did not fool Valeri. He dives back to his right to make the save. Quickly gets play restart as he rolls it out to Blanchette, who pushes it up to Murat Gervins. Gervins looking ahead. This ball's in behind. Gissy making a nice barnstorming run. He left it for Nana Adaba. Flag up on the far side. Gissy tried timing that run, but Gervins just the quick 1 second hesitation cost him.
But I think the strategy for the Reds is going to be trying to catch them off and send those balls over the top, possibly catch them off and get those speed.
Line drive free kick was reeled in by Sirhan from Rough Diamonds. Lost it for a moment, now get it back. Hernandez tried to chip it over the top. Now Hernandez gets it back. Hernandez in the box. He goes down under some slight pressure. No call and no appeal from Hernandez along the ground, but he gets it back on a turnover. Hernandez trying to shed Danny Pereira. Now Pereira forces him outside. Hernandez trying to go through Pereira. He does. Now Hernandez toward the top of the 6. Pokes a pass and it's blocked off the shot by Hussam Sirhan. He had encroached well far down in his midfield position to make that shot. It's a corner though for Rough Diamonds.
Tony Belair giving instructions to his men is where to stand.
Kiko Hernandez is going to be the danger man all night. You get the feeling for Rough Diamonds. It has been that way this season for their attack. There's a little bit of height though, but he is outside the 18-yard box to start this corner. Taken toward the back post. Goes over the head of Adrian Barajas. He struggles to keep it in, can't keep it in right along the line, as that corner was hit with a bit too much fizz. Chet will throw it back into Valeri. You'll see Tony back, and a couple matches suspended, and also on the bench for one match, given the nice play of Max Gross. Gross is out tonight. He is back home in Nova Scotia.
Apologize, that corner is a
nice ball here. Nana trying to center that ball for, it looked like it was Gissy at the back post. The pass knocked away. Corner here for the Reds.
Apologize about that camera angle. That corner, unfortunately, is going to be cut off all night.
We're having trouble seeing it ourselves here. Corner taken by Nana right off the top of Gissy's head. Bounces for Fabrice, but he can't bring it down for a shot. It's carried away by Rough Diamonds. Ball through here towards Sirhan. Nice defense by Blanchette. Slows the rush, but Sirhan able to keep possession. Now played out wide. And a shoulder-on-shoulder challenge there by Gervins on Bergs. It's a foul and a dangerous free kick here for Rough Diamonds.
I mean, but you're not sure that Murat really had much choice there except to foul. I mean, if he doesn't get him down, he leaves the ability to get a cross in and early goal for the Rough Diamonds. Good foul there, Dan? What do you think?
A tactical foul, yes, but it's a tough place to concede a free kick.
True, he's also lucky he doesn't get a yellow card.
Manuel Smith standing over the ball. 3-man wall for the Reds. Smith will try for goal. This one's going to sail over.
A gift from the Rough Diamonds early.
Well, it looked like at the start he was trying to float in across to the back post, but that just kept floating and went past the far post and out. It was a fortunate break for the Reds indeed. Now a goal kick for Tony Baleri. Larry sails it right at the center circle. It's off of Dogby. Still being contested for in the air as the ball bounces away. Gervin's got a foot to it. That was Nana who got a foot to it, actually. Got to Sirhan. Tried to play it forward towards Smith. His teammates telling him to slow down. He did not heed the instructions, and it causes a turnover. The Reds pounce on the loose ball. Now Gervins played it over the top toward Nana. Nana with speed. He gets there, tries a shot, and Alzebek, outstretched arms, keeps that one out of the net. And again, Mike, that's another element of Nana's game, is that he can just surprise you on any part of the field offensively, whether it's with a pass or a shot right there, the latter.
And I mean, the Reds have been lucky to have string a couple of wins together, but that's something that definitely was missing versus the New York Cosmos. Reds did have a couple of attacking chances, but you needed that guy, that extra guy who had that skill to get in behind those defenders and get one past the Cosmos goalie. It's good to see him back out here. I get a feeling we're going to see one or two from him tonight.
Sirhan has it taken away by Gervins. That's going to be a battle to watch all night. Gervins plays it to Namusa on the far side of defense. Namusa pokes a pass toward Dogby. Somehow keeps that in along the line. It was precarious over by the Reds bench. Nana ahead to Gissy. Touched back toward Blanchette. Blanchette looking up. Tried to feed a pass to Gervins in close quarters. Missed it, but then gets it back and now feeds Gissy up the near wing. Gissy has it knocked out over the line for a throw.
Interesting to see Derek play so far up the field. Normally a defender, you're going to wonder if the Reds are going to go with three across the back tonight and kind of bring...
They have Eli as a central defensive midfielder who could also drop back into a defensive posture. Now Eli's starting the attack meanwhile. Nana's ball toward Max Colombo. He just got caught behind the defender and was beaten to the ball. The attack...
And as I was saying, tactically, I mean, the Reds have that ability to have Eli drop back and play a straight three-back line of Eben Degbor, Eli Say, and Danny Pereira, and have both the speedy Derek Blanchette and Kamunga join the midfield and attack.
Nice ball here for Colombo. He made a step-over move, now cuts it back. Colombo to Nana. Nana with a few touches here. Nana still going. Nana shot just over the bar. Oh, that was almost a beauty.
He's hungry. You have the feeling that he hadn't played in... What's it been, 4 or 5 matches now?
I had to be 6 at least. He only played in the first 2.
2, yeah. So, going back a few, and I mean, a nice addition to the Reds to have him back in the lineup as he's creating chances early.
It's been a loss that the Reds have had trouble coping with.
Especially, I feel early on versus the Brooklyn Italians in that second match versus Kingston.
100%. Against the Brooklyn Italians would probably be the biggest moment here. Here's Gissy offside. Gissy, well, he made something of it, but didn't see the flag was up. Free kick coming here for Rough Diamonds. And again, you see the Reds and what they're trying to do offensively, Mike. And you get the feeling a goal is not far off, but you also get the feeling if they press too far forward, a goal for Rough Diamonds could be in the cards.
True. I mean, they got to make sure they share up their back line. Otherwise, we could be seeing this go the opposite way for the home away team.
And we saw that in the Boston City home game, where the Reds were the aggressors offensively for, I'd say, the entire match. But Boston City got the first 2 goals because the Reds were too far forward. Now here comes another Reds attack. Dogby played in. Dogby into the box. Centers for Colombo. He scores. Max Colombo. And it's 1-0 Reds in the 13th minute. Max Colombo with the nice feed from Dogby. Makes no mistake there. And Mike, Max just trying not to do too much with that ball, and you like to see that. It's something I think he's improved on throughout the year, where at the start of the year he'd try to force something offensively, but right there doing exactly what he needed to do.
Sure, now that has to do with the mentality that Coach Pereira has. Coach is Mario Pereira, very much simple. A lot of practice, it's 2 touches. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time you hear Coach scream 2 touch in practice, I'd be a rich man. But that's the philosophy. Nothing quick, nothing fancy, nothing, flashy. Just get it done. Simple game.
So the Reds were knocking on the door through the first 15 minutes, and they finally got their goal. Now the Rough Diamonds, you got to expect a pushback here if you're the Reds, but not with that cross there by Greater Lowell. It'll be a throw for Rhode Island.
You do, but you wonder if I'm the Reds, do you go right at the Rough Diamonds and say,
you almost
here's
have
another
to.
one?
Yeah, you almost have to.
Get me.
Namusa ahead to Gissy. Look at that move by Gissy there. Juggling the ball in free play. That is the quality that you see from a player who has played professionally like he has. Had that stint in the USL with the Bethlehem Steel and Sacramento Republic.
Originally a Revs Academy product. Things didn't fizzle out there, but a wonderful addition on this team. We haven't yet seen both him and Nana play on the field yet, so should be exciting to see both of them out there tonight.
Eben Degbor almost had something there. And again, that fearless quality we've seen all season from Eben Degbor as he ranged forward and tried to feed a through ball for Colombo.
I mean, Eben's another, I hate to use the term again, but another great addition to this team when you look at it from year over year. Product out of Stonehill, soared a little bit there, but I think through the year you've definitely seen his play develop. I know, Dan, you cover Stonehill throughout the year. You can probably speak a little bit more to how Eben's play has been.
You'd say it's similar to what he does here, where he had that fearless quality. He was able to move forward. He had no hesitation running toward balls that were either played in behind him or played ahead of him. But you've seen that develop a lot more during the summer into a more refined quality of play. Fabrice keeping the ball in play, but it's taken by Greater Lowell. Emmanuel Smith trying to work his way around Cam Namusa. Smith and Namusa both grabbing jerseys. Now Smith gets an edge, plays the cross right toward the front of the 6-yard box, and the shot goes wide by Kyle Bergs. The first real attacking chance in open play from Greater Lowell here.
Sure, and I mean, from what I'm seeing here, Reds have to sheer things up. I mean, Greater Lowell's got a lot of weapons out there. They're going to be asking questions all night, and I can definitely see this be a high-scoring game, Dan.
We hope it's high-scoring one way and not the other from a Reds perspective, but it already does have that exciting quality of an offensive, attack-minded contest. Gissy pops a ball over the top, and Colombo's on the end of it. Colombo tries a shot, and that one is sent into New Hampshire, as we are right on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border. The back of that net there you see on the screen is in New Hampshire.
I'm not sure if all of it is or a little bit of it is. I know if they take a corner out on that right side out there, they're definitely approaching New Hampshire territory. So we will have corners coming from a whole different state literally tonight.
Not the northernmost location in Massachusetts. That belongs to Amesbury due east.
You wouldn't know that.
As a Massachusetts native, yes. All played in over the top by Patrick DeRosa. Pulled down by Smith. Now Smith and Cotto working in tandem. Smith comes away with it. It's played back into midfield. Shot from distance by Yusufu Juma. That one would have been good from about 50 yards away.
Reds are going to be careful. You can see Great Lowell Rough Diamonds have number 2. I don't have his name right here. Wide open on this near side.
Kyle Bergs.
Kyle Bergs is wide open all night.
He had that opportunity right in front of goal and just put wide. Nana almost slipping over the ball. Maintained his touch for a moment, but it's quickly taken back by Rough Diamonds. Here's Kiko. Kiko steps away from Pereira. Still Kiko. He'll try a shot, and this one misses high. Now the Rough Diamonds with a bit of a pushback, and here it is, Mike. Can the Reds hold off here and perhaps generate a counter to get another?
I mean, we've seen this all night. We've seen Greater Lowell be very much more of the attacking team, which is something I don't think the Reds have really had to deal with for most of the season, except that New York Cosmos game.
Already action on the sideline for the Reds, and that is Kojo Kusi, who is warming up over on the far side.
It'll be interesting to see who he comes in for. Wonder if that's going to be a Murat Gervin sub, if it's going to be moving Eli back and having Kojo kind of be that field general that he normally plays in the middle of the pitch.
Fabrice got a little space, got the pass off. Now Gissy, top of the box, his shot blocked straight up off the foot of Samuel Richards. Rough Diamonds come away with it. Smith can't get around Namusa, and now does, as Namusa laid off for one moment. Smith almost pounced on it to start an attack, but the Reds' defense alert. That was Eli Say all the way over on the far side. Well, Say, who was a man of the match in the second game this season for the Reds, admitted that he had never played the defensive midfield position until this season, but you really wouldn't know it the way he's thrived in that role.
What a wonderful interception by Derek there. Sorry to cut you off, Dan.
Eli almost looking like a true number 6 as a foul on Greater Lowell, and the final warning there to, I believe that's Patrick DeRosa.
I mean, that's one of the things that we've learned about this team. I've mentioned it before that Derek Blanchett, at least last year, was more of a striker or a winger for the Reds, and actually in this game had to fill in that defensive role. So coach isn't afraid to come up with creative solutions to problems. And I think that, having Kojo, who's been injured for the past couple of games, and switching off the roles between Manny Loro, Murat Gervins, and Eli Say has been very helpful, but we'll see kind of who's going to get subbed out tonight.
Right there, even Degbor thought he had a nice curling ball in for Gabe Gissy, but Gissy was moving laterally, not downfield. Rough Diamonds start up quickly, hoping to use their speed advantage up top, but Smith can't get around the physical and lofty Danny Pereira. Pereira gives it up. It's Kiko. Hernandez's ball outside to Bergs. He has been dangerous in the attack all night, but his opposite number 2, Blanchett, gets it away from him. Now Blanchett tried to slide it up the line. It's out for a throw.
Apologize. We're going to be losing that corner all night too, Dan.
Played in for Zalilovic. Now back to Omar Zalilovic into the middle. Kiko Hernandez. Hernandez played all the way back to DeRosa now. DeRosa had to be careful, almost gave it away. He concedes a throw instead. That's better, I guess, than a one on the goalkeeper from midfield.
I mean, that's something the Reds have been known for is doing, is they're going to send their strikers into press. That's something they've been doing all season. They're not going to let...
ball. Fabrice right across the net. Colombo was arriving too late. Gervin's able to keep it in. Now Gervin's holding along the near side of the box. Gervin's moves in. His cross toward the top was aimed right at Gissy, but that's headed away by Hernandez. Now started up by Rough Diamonds. This pass might be a little too far, and it's kept... Or no, it was not kept in. It'll be a throw for Rhode Island. It looked like that was out. The ref made a long time to make up his mind there.
Yeah, he did. Maybe he just couldn't see an angle on who it was off of. Wanted to make sure he get the correct call there, but...
Another throw for the Reds coming up. Taken by Nabusa into Nana. Somehow able to get that away from Hernandez. Nice 1-2 there between Nana and Namusa. Turn Gissy, actually. Gissy, who came in as a striker, played his first couple games in that role, has now reverted back to a midfield role here. Looks like he's out wide.
Dan, we're going to probably see a lot of crossover between those top three players of Isaac Adai, Maxwell Colombo, the four top players, Fabrice and Gabe. They're very much all interchangeable when it comes to attacking positions.
Gabe very animated there as he and Emmanuel Smith had an exchanging of words after the foul.
Entering into the 24th minute now of this contest.
I guess it is a valuable asset to have if you're the Reds, where you have three very talented attacking players up top who you can switch in and out of, whether it be on the wing, in the false 9 role, or in the true 9 role even.
And I mean, you still have people who come off the bench. Not here with us tonight. You do have Aziz Khan. And he's a very fast, agile striker. And you do also have John Locke who can come in.
Nice.
Who's, not as muscular, but very much a technical player.
Look at Murat all the way upfield here. Murat tried a shot. It was off of Kyle Perks, who was with him almost stride for stride. But Murat Gervin's right there. You know him more for his physicality, but that speed can be real deceiving.
You don't see it a lot. It's something we see actually a lot more in practice. Murat very much willing to take a ball downfield, dribble a little bit. He actually does have a pretty decent shot. He doesn't play the role to be an attacker, though. Yeah. So you're not really going to see it often in a match, so kind of surprising.
Corner taken short. Now Gissy tries to cross right toward the front of goal, and it was blocked away, now cleared away by Rough Diamonds. It'll find its way all the way back to Baleri. Baleri almost nearly gave that away. Gotta be a little bit more careful there, Tony. Blanchette. Back to Baleri. Reds slowing down the attack here. They go from speed to patience in a mere instance.
I think you have to, because I think the fast game is what Lowell is expecting you to play. The type of game that the Rough Diamonds like to play, as we've seen early on.
Say to Namusa outside. Now ahead to Dogby. Fabrice tried to step around. That's Kato over on the far side. Numbers a bit hard to read in the dusk.
In the backwoods of New Hampshire.
Nice elusive play for a moment by Amar Zalilovic. Ball turns over back to the Reds. Colombo to Murat Gervins. What a shot, but just wide.
Told you he's got a foot.
Boy, does he. Well, that one might have torn through the back of the net had it gone in. Looked like Colombo was setting up for a shot, saw Gervins coming and held back for a moment.
And then I gotta say, I'm surprised Lowell hasn't moved to be a little bit more defensive. As we've seen him continuously get caught on the counter-attack here.
Kiko Hernandez over the top toward Emmanuel Smith. Namusa shielding the ball, and you get a foul called after the fact against Rough Diamonds. It'll be a free kick for the Reds. Larry will take this one just a little bit more advanced of his 6-yard box. Larry pushing the players up the field, calling out to get the ball high. Larry's ball makes it over midfield off the head of Gissy. Brought down on the second attempt by Rough Diamonds. Gissy got it away from Hernandez, started his run, and then the foul called. Another delayed call there. Free kick, Rough Diamonds. Bit of a traveling contingent here tonight for the Reds. They have a few of the parents who have made the journey.
The always ever present Larry family and Julie Watch, who has taken some wonderful photos for us throughout the years. Those being up on Facebook if you want to take a look at them.
I believe Danny Pereira's parents have also made the trip. Foul here against Rough Diamonds, no doubt, as Nana was brought down. Nana was shouldered hard in the middle of the field. That was on the ball, not a call, but you worry about Nana's still getting over some of the lingering effects of his off-field injury.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard tackle, and he's going to get it up and walk it off, but you wonder if coach is going to allow him to go a full 90 minutes tonight.
Egbor over the top looking for Nana. Set it away by DeRosa. Throwing for the Reds.
That'll good a pace it looked like on that run down there.
Right over to Namusa. Reds have had success attacking on that side with Namusa in the position he's in. Reds trying to win it back in midfield. They'll get it. Say takes it to Namusa. Now ahead to Fabrice. He got around one man. Still Fabrice. Fabrice along the end line, played across. And this one's going to roll all the way out the other side for a throw. Deep in their defensive third here is Greater Lowell. Throw by Burbs to Sirhan. Sirhan bodied by Gervin's, able to get away. Now back to Burbs. Burbs played it toward the middle. Smith battling with Egbor. Now Gervins comes in to win it. That's sent right back to Rough Diamonds. Juma under pressure here. Nana won it back. It's over to Fabrice. His shot. That was Gissy, rather. His shot denied by Halsabek. Kept in over the corner.
Yeah, that's the question with the Reds running with that attack. Tries to having four of them up there. Any one of them can easily make an interception, dip it off to the next one. You know, if they're wide open for a shot, they're going to take it and get it in a quick hole.
Rough Diamonds trying to play it in low. It's taken away by Danny. Rat. Get it back to play check quickly ahead to Nana. Nana along the ground to Max Colombo. That took a while to develop. Play offside anyway. Took cautiously long to develop. And I had a feeling it was either going to be intercepted or an offside call on the other end. It was the second option there. Interesting to see Max get up. Called offside. Max not playing known for his game, more known for his physicality.
But I think that's something we're going to see a lot tonight.
Foul even this time. So he's holding Sirhan.
So there's a quick number camera there. So the devil's doing it away. So a little quiet. I'm a little more focused on the camera. I apologize.
Another free kick coming here for Rough Diamonds in a dangerous area, and it's Emmanuel Smith standing over it again. Reds building a three-man wall again. Evans, Blanchette, Max Colombo. Free kick taken right toward Kiko Hernandez, or that's not Hernandez, but it's a goal. Samuel Richards instead on the end of the pass, and Rough Diamonds have equalized.
Wonderful set piece there by Rough Diamonds. Definitely something that's been drawn up in practice. The Reds get caught out there. Somebody wasn't defending. Somebody.
Well, it looked like right at the start, Musa made his move from far side to near side of the box, expecting more of an in-swinging corner, but that one stayed out right toward Richards. Almost a training ground move.
Yeah, a wonderful drawn play up there. It's definitely something they've been practicing on. It paid off earlier. I mean, the Reds have got to be careful about those fouls. It's something we've seen them hurt all season. They've got fouls in attacking positions.
Set-piece defending in general, Mike. Be their greatest weakness. This one played toward Gissy. Offside flag up again. And you gotta wonder how close these are. We can't get a great angle of them. But is it marginal, or are the Reds just mistiming these runs?
Man, I don't know. I mean, we don't, unfortunately, in VR. It's hard to tell. From my angle, he looks on, but again, I'm not the line judge. I'm down there.
I mean, you can't question any of these calls. There's been a lot of them. But I just wonder how antsy the Reds are getting offensively. Swarming defense there. Degbor and Gervins combined to win the ball. Now Say.
How was that
Smith
one?
was draped all over him. There's the foul finally. And Say was giving Smith a piggyback ride for a moment.
Surprised not to see a card there on that one.
Close, but only his first foul of the game.
He dragged him off the ball.
too much malice in that, though.
Fair enough.
Say, headed backwards. Now Hernandez. Forced over toward the sideline. It's out off of Hernandez. It'll be a throw for the Reds.
And Dan, just after that goal, you get the sense that I think this game's going to start opening up. The pace of play is definitely picked up by both teams here, especially by the Reds.
Guess he knocked the ball away, but Dogby caught off guard by that deflection. It goes all the way back to the keeper, Alzabik. Now into the midfield. Mistimed header by Hernandez allows the Reds to maintain possession, but it's taken away off the foot of Nana. Juma coming forward. Now played to Smith. He was well offside there. We were seeing right down the line with our angle there, Mike. Positioned on the 20-yard line of the football field.
Doesn't sound like the Rough Diamonds coach is too happy about his player being that far offside.
I mean, when you're on that part of the field, or on any edge, really, you have a perfect view down the line. There should be no excuse to stray offside from that posture.
Apologize, I lost the ball there for a second.
Namusa
Exactly. You shouldn't be straight that far out. I apologize to interrupt you.
up ahead to Nana. Nana thought about a shot, now holds up. Nana again. Almost shooting. Still Nana, taking on 3. Nana all the way down. His cross, it'll go all the way back through the box. Dogby over on the far side, over to capture it. Now Dogby's cross off ahead of a Lowell defender in the middle just before it got to Colombo. Over to Gissy. His shot curling wide.
Not held on to the ball a little bit too long there.
A little bit too long, I agree, yeah.
From this angle, it looked like he had a couple of clear opportunities that he could have tried to curl one in on the run. And I wonder if you have to go back and blame that to the injury if he's just not feeling 100% himself.
It might be a bit of a shaking off the rust, but hard to call a player rusty when he's walking through 3 defenders with the ball.
True.
Say knocks it away from danger. Now Namusa played over to Blanchette. Derek holds up. Now back to Degbor. Into the middle, Say. Say between 2 defenders. Say has to be careful here. Say was being dragged down. Are they going to call that a foul on the Reds? They are. Somehow they're calling a foul on Say there, who was dragged down.
Not sure what the referee saw there to call that one.
Looked like he had signaled jersey tugging, but with both of them doing it, hard to call it on the player who gets dragged down. Free kick again here, similar position to the one that Rough Diamonds scored on earlier. They got to be careful. And again, they try that run, but this one's hit too strong right at Valeri. Now Blanchette quickly ahead to Murat. Murat, strong touch. Somehow gets it back, though. Gervins played in an open field, but didn't have the strength on the pass to get to Gissy. It was instead taken by Richard and played all the way back to Alzabik.
And if the Reds can continue to break out that all night, Lowell is going to, the Rough Diamonds are going to be hard-pressed to find themselves on the wrong end of the counterattack.
Giveaway there by Sirhan. Gervins to Nana. Pass miss hit, but now Gervins will feed Nana up the near side wing. This play onside. Nana cross right at Colombo, but there was a defender in the way, and it was Richards who came up with the interception. Now Hernandez walking through midfield. Foul coming here against, I believe that's Fabrice. Fabrice and Murat pleading their case, but Hernandez remains down.
And I'm looking away for a second. I don't think there was a card given.
No card yet.
Referee at least letting both teams play.
The game's been physical but not chippy.
Yes.
That you can certainly say about it, and it's a good quality when it can be physical like it is in the midfield. Free kick taken off the head of Fabrice first. It'll fall to Juma on the far side. Or that's Kato, beg your pardon. Now Sirhan in the middle. Tried to play it past Degbor. He slid to disrupt the attack. And now it's turned over. Reds take it. Nana tried to play it to Max Colombo. Colombo had eyes for goal and was already darting upfield before the pass was made. resulted in a turnover, but Rough Diamonds don't hold it for long. Valeri watches it go over the end line. It'll be a goal kick. The Reds just need to get on the same page here offensively. They're doing almost everything right, but the final ball isn't there. Or it's offside.
And this is something we've seen a lot this season. We saw it a lot in the first match at that Nyack away. Reds, who had a lot more chances, just couldn't end up connecting. And it seems that's been the song all season.
Ball played back toward the box. Valeri will come to the edge of it. He'll scoop it up and quickly roll it out toward Danny Pereira. That's something Valeri is better at than his counterpart Max Gross, is the distribution. Valeri can just get it out so quickly.
Yeah, Dan, that's something I have noticed. Is Max tends to like to slow things down a little bit, give a little bit of a breather. Very much different playing style between the both of them, but very much assets for the Reds to have depending on who's back there.
There's Namusa on the far side. Namusa running forward. Trying to pass off of the Lowell defender. Battling forward there was Gissy. He can't win it back. He was shrugging toward Nana, who was not helping. Flag up here on the near side, another offside. This time against Greater Lowell. And it's at the same basic position he was in when he was offside probably about not even 5 minutes ago.
I mean, two things are going to happen here. One, Reds are going to be aware that he's offside, and they're going to continue to allow him to be offside. But better off, if he can't get himself onside, Reds are absolutely screwed.
Well, we've seen the Reds get caught out like that on counterattacks before this season. That and set pieces really have been their undoing defensively. There's Danny Pereira. Keeps it to Blanchette.
Sure, I mean, another goal was scored in that Cosmos game, which was very questionable. Tony pretty much had the ball in his hands, but it did get knocked in, and they did call it a goal, which was scored off of a corner kick.
There's Blanchette. Ahead to Nana. Trying to slide it in for Murat, but that ball overhit. All the way back to Zabak. He'll pick it up. Eliminate the drama with Gissy trotting toward him. Zabak's punt was sent out over the sideline, however. Egbor over toward Danny, getting the instructions of Derek Blanchette over on the near side to switch fields. Rugby. It's away from Kato. Nice move by Fabrice. Going to the middle. Now coming here against Rough Diamonds, and a free kick for the Reds in midfield. Reds wanted to start quickly, but they're in a bit more of an advanced position than the ref would have liked.
Well, I mean, we're looking at about 4 minutes left in regular time. I'm not sure if we're going to see a ton of added time, but definitely want to get one before the half and go in up 2-1.
Probably see a minute of added time. At the very least, and there were 2 goals scored. Second ball still being contested for here. Now pushed away by Rough Diamonds. As far as Eli's say. Now nice back heel there by Nana. He gets away from the defender, sent across the top of the 6-yard box, but Gervins was arriving just a hair late. Egbor defending. Played back toward Valeri. His option is to go back to Degbor on the near side. Even has some space. He'll play it ahead to Blanchette. Blanchette keeps it rolling up the sideline for Murat. It'll be a throw for the Reds. And now overruled by the man in the middle. And then switched back. No, I'm right. No, you're right. No, I'm right.
A lot of confusion going on there. I can hear screaming coming from both benches as to who should have it.
Nana was run down, tried to get it away, and foul called here. Nana was tugged back by Juma.
And as we have a second there, I wanted to point out the deadly combination of even to Derek to Murat to Nana that we've seen on this near side wing all night long, and just how quickly they can get the ball off field. I mean, that's going to be critical for the Reds come later on in this game.
Free kick here for the Reds. Gotta take it. Nana curls it. It's headed away by Rough Diamonds. Pereira stepping forward. He keeps the attack moving. Got that one quickly to Fabrice. Fabrice dispossessed. No foul there. Fabrice clearly tugged back. And now a counter on here for Greater Lowell. Smith tried to play it forward towards Sirhan. Degmore gets it away. Now Gervins gets it the other way. Reds were trying to start a counter. The pass just skipped away from Nana at the vital moment. Rough Diamonds coming back the other way. Back and forth action here to end the half. Cross by Smith was off of Namusa and out for a throw.
What a wonderful play by Huguenot. Try one to step up and save his team there.
Even another center back, Danny Pereira, both playing at Stonehill.
Along with Keegan Nupp, who is sitting on the bench.
Well, they both have that chemistry. Danny, though, last year playing outside back most of the season. Interesting to see him move to center back this year.
But Dan, you gotta wonder, does he even get Defensive Player of the Year, or does he get Rookie of the Year? Or both?
Very well be both, but you gotta like what you've seen from both fullbacks defensively as well. Blanchette and Namusa here tonight. Here is Namusa making the overlapping run. His cross sails all the way to the far side of the box. Miss-hit clearance will fall to Nana now over on the near side. Nana plays it down toward the corner. His cross almost sailed toward Fabrice, who was standing at the far post. But now Rough Diamonds have it. It's Kiko Hernandez putting on some more magnificent touches. Richards now slides it ahead in close quarters to Kiko Hernandez. He has a lot of space here in the midfield to make something happen. Hernandez touches back, gets it away from Gervins, now plays it over wide. Rough Diamonds coming hard here to end the half. This ball played in too far. Sirhan running over Degmore, and then Sirhan going down. Sirhan getting back to his feet now as Blanchette looks ahead. Played over the top. DeRosa got ahead to it. Out to Rosa. Almost had it tangled up in his boots. Rough Diamonds able to get it away, and a throw here for Rough Diamonds. Murat looks like he had his knee come into contact with the head of Bergs along the ground. We're into added time here in the first half. Throw from Bergs. Sailed towards Sirhan, headed away by the Reds, and the whistle blows on halftime. Well, the Reds dominated offensively in the first half, but the score tied thanks to the set-piece goal that equalized things for Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. It was Samuel Richards who just snuck in behind the Reds' defense. A nice onside run. He held up perfectly and ended up tying the game. But the Reds, in the early moments of the game and really throughout much of that half, pushing forward with pace quickly, and it generated that first goal we saw from Max Colombo.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, that's something we've seen a lot tonight. We've seen a lot of chances being created. You really only just need one of those crosses to come in from Nana or Cam on that far side to connect for them to get back into this game. I mean, you have that attacking presence. We've talked about it all night with Gabe, Nana, Fabrice, and Maxwell up top. I'm surprised we haven't seen more out of them with the chances that we've had. Defensively, Reds have been fairly solid. Again, they get caught out on a set piece. I think that's the fourth or fifth time the Reds have conceded a goal on a set piece this year. Something coach has probably definitely been working on in the training ground, but it still hasn't stuck.
The first 15 minutes of halves have been extremely vulnerable for Greater Lowell. They've allowed 3 or 4 goals in the first 15 minutes of second halves this season. We saw it last week against Kingston Stockade in the 3-0 defeat.
You gotta wonder, I got a feeling at halftime we probably will see the addition of Manny Laurel being added on, and possibly Kojo Kusi being added on, who's going to share up that defensive position for the Reds a lot. Kojo, who also is very much the play creator. We joke that he's the general on the field because he very much gives a lot of direction and can create chances in the midfield, unlike most players on the roster.
We'll step away for halftime, but be back for second half action here in Tingsboro. The score: Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds 1, Rhode Island Reds 1. for second half action here in Tingsboro between Rhode Island Reds and the Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. Score 1-1 at halftime here in the NPSL Northeast Region. Dan Schulman along with Mike Simeone here as we get underway in the second half. The Reds in possession wearing their road yellow and blue. They'll be moving from left to right. And Mike, Reds had a lot of chances offensively in the first half, but only one goal to show for it.
Yeah, Dan, only one goal, a lot of opportunity created, nothing connected on, and hopefully we'll see something different.
They've changed it up tactically. Manny Luro onto the field to replace Max Colombo. So we'll see Manny in an attacking position here.
It's quite different than anything he's played all season.
Still no Kojo Kusi yet, though he has been warming for some time over on the sideline. Eli Say remains at the defensive midfield position.
You got to be careful with Kojo. He has had a groin injury. It is the same injury he had last year. Don't want to stretch it too much and cause anything more than what's there already.
Nicely done by Murat, and even better by Nana. Tried to feed Loro up the near side here. It was knocked away by Rough Diamonds. Namusa gets it to Nana in the middle again. Nana holding. Still Nana gets away from pressure. Now plays it over to Fabrice. Fabrice had the overlapping run. Thought about it, and then played it a little bit too late as it was knocked back into midfield. Reds trying to push numbers forward here on the attack. Gissy going to be called for a foul there. There's nothing much about a challenge.
No, it's a pretty good foul.
Birds for Rough Diamonds. He'll lift his head up. Almost gave it away. Rough Diamonds now will push forward. Kiko Hernandez can't get around Murat. Well for the Rough Diamonds. Rough Diamonds moving slowly here through midfield. Zalilovic. Right across the middle. It's turned over, but the Reds flat-footed offensively, can't get the ball. Played in by Barajas toward Richards. Richards caught up to it, but it was over the line by the time he got there. Throw for the Reds along the near side here in their defensive third. Rough Diamonds backing off. Interesting here. Now a little bit of late pressure from Manuel Smith, but he doesn't progress too far forward. Danny Pereira. Knocked ahead. DeRosa gets there first for Rough Diamonds. Now Say going to be called for a foul. Had the boot a little bit too high. It'll be a free kick for Rough Diamonds.
Dan, I'm going to leave you for a second. I'm dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera. I apologize.
Free kick coming. It's Yusufu Juma to take it. Played toward the middle of the box, and Derek Blanchette rising above the pack. Gets ahead to it first. Now Blanchette gets the ball back as it bounced forward. Barajas. Touched on, but Blanchette there for the Reds. Blanchette has to loft it over toward the far sideline. It stayed in right along the line, but in Rough Diamonds' possession. Now they'll try and break on the attack, but the offside flag up over on the far side. Again, it's Emmanuel Smith who strayed into the offside position. Emmanuel Smith had those two offsides he was called for in the first half that are almost inexcusable as a forward. Now the Reds with an opportunity here. Gissy tried to chip the keeper. He got a hand to that. The ref's going to call it. And not sure if that'll be a red. He had a player behind him. Yellow only on Alzebak. It'll be a free kick for the Reds from right outside the 18-yard box. Alzebak came all the way out, stuck his arms in the air to knock it down. Had pulled him in by the time he made contact with the ball, but still using the hands there outside of the 18.
Can't do that, Dan. Can't do that. And we're getting a VAR call. I apologize. I did not catch that on camera. I was a little slow to get to it, but probably going to see Nana above the ball, and Nana is normally golden from these to put it in the back of the net.
It was 3 years ago, I believe, against Seacoast Mariners, where Nana sunk a free kick from this exact position where he didn't even run up.
No, he's golden from this. I mean, I can see a swinging it right over that wall and putting it top corner is going to be my guess there, Dan.
See what Nana can do. He's got a big wall to get it over. Nana goes around the wall. It's knocked around inside the box. It falls toward Namusa. Namusa, that hit off of his foot last. It will be a goal kick. Wasted opportunity there for the Reds.
Completely wasted opportunity. Surprising not to see Nana try to go around the wall there. You expect better from him.
He took it low.
Better from him. Took it low. And wondered if maybe he just mishit it. I know we do have a new field out there. A little spongy for him, maybe.
It was very spongy on the pregame walk.
I mean, we might just be making excuses at this point, though, as well.
I don't think that would have impacted the free kick at all. It looked like he meant to hit it around the wall. Almost got a fortunate deflection as well. DeRosa works away from Gissy. Now played back to Richards. Richards into the middle, back for DeRosa. Has Nana close to him, but DeRosa able to get the pass away to Juma. Now Juma can't get it away from Nana. Nana being tugged back. Finally the foul called. And a card coming out. And you hear Coach Mario Pereira on the sideline asking how many times the ref's going to let that one go. It looked like that might have been one of the final straws. Yellow on Juma.
And I wonder if the ref's going to be a little bit more restrictive in this second half. As the first half, he let him play a little bit, but now we've seen 2 yellow cards come out. One was a clear penalty, but we've seen a couple of hard fouls, and finally a yellow card gets shown in this game.
Blanchette lofts a free kick into the box. Comes the wrong way off the head of Richards. Now Murat along the end line tried to play it across. It's knocked out by DeRosa for a corner. See if the Reds can make something happen here off the corner. They've been weak offensively in these types of set pieces.
Looks like the Reds are going to take a... nope, they're not going to take a short corner. It's going to get switched over. Nana's going to take that.
Nana comes in quickly to take it. Hit in! Gissy onside! And the Reds have retaken the lead 2-1.
Dan, I'm not sure if that's something that's been drawn up on the training grounds or not, but very impressive kind of move there. You see Nana come over, act like he's going to get the ball from Murat, substitutes himself out. Murat goes and runs in and then takes a wonderful ball put in by Nana there.
It was appropriate that we were saying how poor the Reds had been on corners all game, and they pull out that play from the back pocket. And at first glance, it didn't look like Gissy was even going to be involved in that play. It might have looked like the cross was overhit. But Gissy just gets ahead to it. He rose up very high and nodded it in for the second goal. Reds ahead in the 53rd minute.
Reds looking like they're going to continue with the press here. Ask questions on this Lowell defense to see if they can't get an insurance goal here. Nice interception by Manny Loro.
Reds looking for more here. Here's Nana. His shot just off the glove of Alzebak. It'll be a corner. Nana almost getting a third in quick succession.
And you wonder, are they going to try to pull that same quick play? Now it looks like we're going to start with Nana down in the corner.
Well, Nana will try it again. This one to the back post had Degbor making a run. Ball still alive here. Gervins brings it down with the chest. And then had it knocked away from him. It'll be a corner on the opposite side. Reds get set up. Blanchette whips this one, and it swung all the way in and all the way out.
Blanchette, not normally the corner taker for the Reds. Normally it's against Lima, who's with the team tonight. Surprising to see that. An unfortunate, hopefully, mishap for the Reds, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him in the ass.
Goal kick by Alzebak right off the head of Eli Say. Now Gervins. Knocked over toward Nana, but Rough Diamonds will win that ball. Richards. Got away from Nana. Now hits it over towards Sirhan. bit too far as Blanchette gets there first. Now plays it back to Valeri. And quickly over to Danny Pereira here on the near side. Pereira has to be careful. Almost caught out. He tugs Smith's jersey. It'll be a free kick coming here for Greater Lowell. Danny holding on to the ball again for too long. Victimized against Boston City 2 weeks ago. And almost again there.
I mean, it's something that I think we've seen a decent amount, unfortunately, from Danny Pereira this year. Holding on to the ball a little too long, loses it, then ends up fouling and putting his team at risk. Again, we already saw Lowell score off of a free kick in this area at the beginning of the match, and now they're in contention again.
Yeah. This league a little bit faster than Pereira's Northeast 10 with Stonehill, but still got to adjust. Dangerous set piece, and Emmanuel Smith standing over again. This one right at the top corner here on the near side of the box.
Yeah, lots of noise coming from the Reds bench in direction.
Smith will try for goal. Valeri leaps and makes the grab. Now Valeri's throw all the way out toward Gissy. Gissy complaining of a foul. He somehow gets it all the way over to Nana. But Nana can't bring the heavy bouncing ball down. Reds will get it back though. Murat right there in midfield, the man on the spot to win it. Murat touches wide to Fabrice. Fabrice holding. Has Manny close by, instead plays it over to Murat. Now Murat touches to Manny, back heel on to Nana.
What a cheeky play there from Manny.
Quick movement, Nana tried to play out wide toward Blanchette. It was cleared away momentarily to Degbor. Now Gissy for the Reds. Over to Blanchette. Has to play the overlap. Couldn't catch Nana's. That one was bouncing near the end line. Nana struggled just to keep it in. Reds keeping the pressure on here though. Smith playing this one all the way back. It's touched over to Nana. No call here. Nana into the box. Here's Nana still. Nana close to a goal. He gets it to Gissy in front now. Dogby touched at the back post. He's onside and it's a goal. The Reds make it 3-1, waiting to see if the flag here on the near side would go up. It never did. And Rhode Island has a 2-goal lead here on the road in the 57th minute against Rough Diamonds.
Again, that's exactly what we talked about. Is that attacking core for the Reds, that striking core. Sorry. Getting attacked
mosquitoes here.
Mosquitoes here, Dan. A couple of wonderful plays there by Nana to create some chances. Can't quite get the goal in himself, but Fabrice coming in and cleaning the garbage up and putting one in the back of the net. 3-1 Reds. And you wonder, Dan, as you said it, Lowell has given up the majority of their goals in the first 15 minutes come the second half, and it's no different here tonight.
Nice setup by Nana Adai on that goal. Rough Diamond switched off for a moment. Thought a foul might have been coming. It never was blown. Rough Diamond's going to push even harder here, you feel. Smith taking on Loro. Smith's cross. Touched away by Blanchette. Now Gervins. Gervins stepping away. Gervins turning it over. Kiko Hernandez tried to turn and shoot, but didn't have enough space to do so. Gervins wins it back and gets it now to Blanchette. Reds can push forward here. They have numbers ahead, but the pass from Blanchette was mishit. But Gissy gets it back. Gissy running at DeRosa. He was held off. Gissy arguing for a foul. Now Gissy plays it out of bounds. Rough Diamonds up on their bench arguing for a call. Gissy got all ball there. The Reds bench saying that. Revs president there, Ruben Paz, trying to keep the peace over on the Revs sideline.
Yeah, and a hard tackle there from Gabe. Gabe, very much a physical player. A player who doesn't like to get knocked off the ball that often. Also a player who's going to run through. We saw in that Boston City game away, I think he went through 4 or 5 guys, from midfield all the way down to goal. Looks like we are going to have an injured player here as the trainer does come over to talk to the Greater Lowell's player. We're still trying to fight off this mosquito attack and invasion our own.
While trying to live tweet the game with the little service we have up here near the Mass New Hampshire border.
Dan and I being the multifaceted full media team here. Running camera, running audio.
That's low-level soccer for you in the U.S.
What makes the game great.
That's Adrian Barajas, who's the injured player for Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. The athletic trainer helping Barajas here as he gets to his feet, trying to fend off this injury. It's been humid since the clouds cleared late in the afternoon, but the breeze now picking up as darkness has settled in on this, the first day of summer, also the longest day of the year.
Yeah, you have to wonder if there's a storm brewing out there. I can't see any clouds in the sky, but it is very dark out.
Barajas is going to need help walking off. He's having trouble putting weight on his right leg, it looks like.
Take a quick minute here to thank our kit sponsor, Beard Cure Club. Dan, I recently had the chance to pick up a couple of their products, a little bit of hair pomade and some cologne, and I'm going to tell you, I'm really liking it. I know my hair's growing out a little bit. I unfortunately got rid of the beard. So the beard oil I picked up has kind of been useless, unfortunately, but wonderful scents. I get 53 of them. Give them a check out. If you missed your dad on Father's Day, it's never too late to grab a quick gift.
Hey, get involved in the conversation on social media by using the hashtag RhodeyIsRed to join the conversation on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram today. Reds win the ball in midfield. Eli Say, using his long legs, almost reeled that one in. Trying to channel his inner Ibrahimovic.
The Zlatan move out there, huh?
Reds trying to fend off this Greater Lowell attack.
As the Reds media tries to fend off the attack from the Mosquitoes.
Yusufa Juma gets it back to Bergs. Now Bergs will play it in towards Sirhan, but headed down by the 6'5" Pereira. Rough Diamonds able to win the ball back, though. Kato can't string a pass forward. Reds get it away. Only as far as Juma. He'll try a shot. This one curling well wide. And that one actually will roll into New Hampshire. Right in that far corner.
Think it'll come back with some duty-free, state-free liquor for us, Dan?
We're close enough, Mike.
We are.
Might be worth the pit stop after the game.
We're going off the rails here quickly, aren't we?
It depends how the rest of this one goes, but it might be worth the stop.
True.
Baleri's goal kick. Launched toward midfield. Lauro wins the first ball. Now Gervin's contesting for the second. He can't win it, but Blanchette there to rescue the situation, gets possession back. Marat, right toward midfield. Marat again, slides a pass to Lauro. It got all the way through. Here's Manny Lauro. Pass into the middle. Ball tangled up in the feet of DeRosa. Dogby knocked it forward, but the goalkeeper, Alexander Alzabak, very alert. He gets to the ball first.
Maybe he's going to play that ball on.
It looks like...
He's got a view at the goal, try to send something on net, and, challenge the goalkeeper there, Manny.
Well, it looks like Greater Lowell getting set to make a change. Adrian Barajas not able to continue. Reds, meanwhile, force a turnover. It's Fabrice. He'll try a shot from distance. That didn't miss by too much, but it went over.
Who actually had a hat trick here. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dan. The previous match versus Greater Lowell. Hasn't quite connected yet tonight, but very hungry, you can see.
Well, this Alexander Alzabak, one of two goalkeepers for Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds, the other Jackson Rivers. They've been alternating games. Rivers was named NPSL Player of the Week for the week of May 16th. He had 15 saves against Kingston Stockade in a 1-1 draw.
That's quite the performance.
Alzabak, meanwhile, last played in a 2-2 draw against Hartford City. Plays his college soccer at Fitchburg State.
What a ball.
Nice ball here to Dogby. Dogby has an empty net. He'll slide it toward the far post and in. Fabrice Dogby makes it 4-1, and the Reds are off and running here in Tingsboro.
And it looks like they might be riding their horse down the Old Town Road there, Dan, with that dance move.
Lil Nas X releasing his latest EP today, so a timely reference there, Mike. But yes, indeed, the celebration indicative of that. The Reds are off and riding toward victory here. Still time, though, but 4-1 lead looking rather safe.
Dan, and I know you mentioned it right at halftime that Lowell has conceded the majority of their games in the first 15 minutes, and I mentioned it before, no different tonight, unfortunately.
That one not Al Zabak's fault. That was just the product of Rough Diamonds losing their man down the wing. We've seen it a couple times. Most recently there with Manny Loro, but this time Fabrice Dogby got into the right position. They dropped Loro a bit further back. Hernandez.
With the win tonight, the Reds will move themselves, I believe, into third place behind the Brooklyn Italians and the New York Cosmos.
Reds get a turnover offside flag, though, up. Gissy was well off.
Which is far impressive considering we spent the beginning of the year at the bottom of the table. Points
It took them 5 matches to get a win. Since then, the Reds have been red hot almost, save for their 2-0 defeat to Cosmos, in which the defense really showed up in the second half, and even in the later stages of that first half, Mike.
I mean, the thing about the New York Cosmos is you kind of go into knowing that one, chances are you're not going to win that match. Cosmos are just a solid team. They're a team full of professionals, team full of international players who play for their national teams. Going into that match,
that's
it's going to be very much a challenge.
Sorry to interrupt there, Mike. A dangerous challenge there as Skirvins was tabletop by Sirhan. The two shake hands quickly and make up. Surely not an intentional one by Sirhan, but you almost cringe at fouls like that can injure either player.
You do. Can't speak for Greater Lowell here, but I know Murad is very much a tough player. Somebody who's immigrated all the way from Haiti and then to Brazil and then up here to New England. If you get a chance to talk to him, he's got a wonderful backstory. He's seen a lot of stuff in life. Very much a tough player.
Reds have a few players with some international flair against Salimi and other. Kiko Hernandez tries to play a ball in over the top, and that is to a substitute, Abdallah Juma. That one didn't get through. Abdallah Juma, he's an alumnus of the Columbus Crew Academy. Started in the last game, coming off the bench here tonight. Gissy, he's going to pounce on a turnover here. Gissy gets around Al Zabak. Still Gissy. And with swagger all the way, Gabe Gissy with his second of the night.
And he has to be careful there. I mean, he almost gets a card on the celebration.
And it is 5-1. 5-1 Reds. You see, I believe that was Cam Namusa who was holding Gissy back on the celebration, but the Reds have really come alive here in the second half. They make it 5-1.
Dan, with all cylinders fired, you get a look going into the match on Sunday versus the Brooklyn Italians. One that was very hard fought by the Reds. A 2-1 loss in that one. A lot of chances made for the Reds and have to continue this momentum into Sunday. And hopefully for the rest of the season, they look to make their way to the top of the table and get a playoff spot.
Still possible, though. Kingston Stockade, Brooklyn Italians, Cosmos separating themselves from the pack. Reds still looking for more here. It's Dogby. Running forward, Dogby tries a shot and he misses wide. He was guarded by DeRosa, who was with him every stride.
And Dan, it's been very much the tale of two halves here. Very defensive back and forth in the first half, and now things have just been wide open for the Reds coming to the second half.
The Reds, who matched their largest ever road victory against Boston City FC, the 4-0 win. Their largest one goes down as a 5-1 win, and that was against Seacoast Phantoms, who play not far from here up in coastal New Hampshire. Reds in a position to do that here to set a record if they can get another and keep Lowell off the board.
Seacoast, unfortunately, no longer part of the FPSL. I believe they are
They're in the USL League 2 now.
USL League 2, or is it League 3?
It'd be League 2, yep.
That's right, it goes Champions, League 1, League 2, and then Academy for the USL. Mirroring that of the English leagues. No relegation yet in that league, though, Dan.
But you got a sense that it might not be far off, Mike.
True, and it's one of those things that we'll take a second to talk about American soccer. I think probably hinders American soccer that we don't have relegation. Unfortunately for some of these lower teams, especially in our division, you lack that ability to sell players and make profitability off them. And there really isn't much to get those TV deals, those sponsorship deals, when you do finish well in your league to move up and have that ability to compete and grow your team.
That shot by Keegan Nutt, a substitute here for the Reds. He's come on for Derek Blanchette. Reds getting set to make a handful more substitution.
Leading goal scorer over at Stonehill.
As a left back, a leading goal scorer for Stonehill last year. That was Stonehill without their top striker who was injured all season. They had to find other ways to score, and it was Keegan Nutt who was doing the job. Looks like this is Albert Baraka. Or no, that's Gift Colombo.
He's coming and playing an attacking position, which is interesting.
Plays either fullback or striker, and he's done well with the fullback position this season. We'll see him get an opportunity to run up top here. Greater Lowell going to make a change here as well.
Also, John Locke coming in for the...
Yes, John Locke, he is now on the field. Played not far from here last year in college for Southern New Hampshire. He's transferring this year. He'll be playing at American International out in Springfield.
And the only thing you got to worry here with the Reds are making players, bringing players in who are young. Some of them haven't seen a lot of play time. Switching different positions that they don't concede a couple of goals and allow Lowell to get...
Gift Colombo wins the ball. Now Nana played toward Gissy. Flag stays down. Gissy into the middle toward Gift Colombo. And it's a corner conceded by Rough Diamonds. And the Reds attack not missing a beat with Gift in the middle now. He's come in for Fabrice. Short corner taken. Gissy touched the cross all the way over to the far side of the box for Nana. Tried a volley. Had it blocked away. Now Hussam Sirhan running forward, handball. Definitely that time. Nana was arguing for it on his block shot. Nothing in it on that, and on the foul called here, that one more subjective.
And, we're hearing calls from around Red Bull. It's Mario to show him the yellow flag there. The yellow card should be that flag.
Free kick for the Reds. It will be taken by Nana. Good to see him getting some more minutes here. Nana cross makes it all the way into the 6-yard box, but never curled out toward Gift Colombo, who was making the near post run.
Gift would have probably been offside there anyways.
Well, for Gift, it's nice to see him get the chance, as we were saying, at striker. See what he can do in that role. Well, Mike, indeed, it is a high-scoring game, as you had forecasted in the first half. Just took a while. It took a while for it to open up. Reds defense rolling on the floor here. They are able to win the ball. Gervins. Still Murat. Touched out toward Namusa. It's played ahead now. Gissy scrapes it off his head toward Gift Colombo. Colombo forced out wide, tries the shot, but nice defense by Patrick DeRosa, who was tracking back. He gets a foot in to disrupt the shot. DeRosa has probably been Rough Diamond's best player tonight.
True, he's been covering all the field, made a lot of defensive stops for them.
When you're trying to keep up with guys like Murat, Gervins, Nana, Dye, tough one, and now the Reds bench up in arms here. They do not like that foul call. Rough Diamonds take it quickly. Kiko Hernandez's shot doesn't challenge Tony Boleri too much. He's able to make the easy save, and it will go down as a shot on goal.
It was interesting there. It looked for a second like the referee was going to call that one back. Decided not to.
It worked out in the Reds' favor, actually. Might have been better for Lowell had he called it back.
True.
5-1 the score here in the 74th minute. Gabe Gissy on the turn, tries a shot from distance. It didn't bend like he wanted it to.
Just a bit outside. You're going to let me just have the baseball reference and not even call me out on that one?
It was just a bit outside. And right there, Rough Diamonds having a problem keeping the ball out of their own net, even the ball boy getting it in. Nice play here by Kiko Hernandez. He sprawls down on the floor. He'll have to quickly get back up and join the defense again. Looked like Hernandez was more upset with himself than trying to draw a call. John Locke. Up to Gissy. Now Gissy gets some space here in behind. Gissy's cross right toward Gervins. And that one's played in just behind. Nana over on the far side. Now Nana curling around, runs into the middle. Shot by Gift. And it goes over the bar. That one popped off the top of Gift Colombo's foot.
Screaming for him on the sideline over there.
One of 3 Colombos on the Reds. The other Andrew, who did not make the traveling roster.
I believe there's 5 of them in total, so
yeah. I wanted to highlight.
Hopefully years to come for the Colombo boys on this team.
I wanted to highlight more of Patrick DeRosa on Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds, defender at Nichols College in D3. And over his career there, he played 74 games. So, well-traveled defender, got a lot of miles on those legs. Now started the last 2 games leading into this one and starting again here today. And for Rough Diamonds, Kiko Hernandez starting in his 10th game. They've played this their 10th match, so he is tied with Fabrice Dogby atop the Northeast Division for most games started. There's another Rough Diamonds player who started the first 9 games, and that was Luke Neves. He is not even on the field tonight. He didn't make the 18. Rough Diamonds trying to get something going late. Here's Hernandez. Played a ball in behind. Now a shot attempt over on the near side of the box by Nestor Lemus. Curls high and wide. Mosquitoes are starting to swarm. We might get carried away here, Mike.
Not to get counterattacked with the Mosquitoes in the press box. Mosquitoes up about 6-1 on plates to scratch it. More mosquito. Kidding. Nothing to do that spot.
Bug spray would have come in handy, but Ruben Paz took it over to the sideline with him.
I think the players out there are going to need a little bit more than we are up here in the box.
Here's Keegan Nutt running down the ball. Nutt taken down from behind. A dangerous challenge right on the track. And now Valeri coming over. He's going to have to be careful. He's the only keeper dressed for the Reds. Valeri now being grabbed. Keegan down on the sideline. The team's coming together here. And got to be careful.
Referees are going to do something. You can't have.
Rough Diamonds players have left the bench area. Now you see people running over to keep the peace. You can't leave the bench area. The Reds players have stayed put. Believe Ruben over there more so to make sure Tony doesn't get another red card. It was a mass confrontation like this that resulted in his first red card suspension of the season.
You got to go and defend your teammate. I mean, that was an absolutely rough tackle there. And good to see Keegan not up and walking it off. But, I mean, you can't just let him be there defenseless.
I didn't see a card come out for that. It was after the play.
And there is a yellow card there finally given.
That's going to be, if I can see the number, it is on Abdallah Juma.
And Keegan not actually, being the sportsman that he is, goes over and apologizes and shakes the hand of the player.
That is the type of player Keegan is, honestly.
You know, one of the things that stood out about Keegan last year was he took the time to learn almost every single player's name on the team, which kind of stood out early on in practice. Would say hello to everybody, was always very kind, very much that kind of standout. You know, very, very likable guy. We're hearing some chirping in the crowd now, too.
Yeah, one of the non-dressed Lowell players in the stands getting into an argument with one of the Reds' parents, I believe. Here comes Lowell. Unable to keep that one in down along the near sideline was Calvin Cochran. That's an interesting one there as I was doing my match prep for this. He is a sophomore, now a rising junior at Neshoba High School here in Massachusetts, a junior at age 16. He has not dressed over the past couple of games, but this is a player who, you were kind of hoping to see from an outsider and neutral perspective.
It's nice to see in a league like this that you have that opportunity for high school kids to be able to play and test their skills out. Rhode Island Reds with their own high school player.
Yes, just about to mention Luis Blanco, the Gatorade Player of the Year. Yeah, why don't we just say it together, man?
Coke on the ride home, man.
I already bought your McDonald's on the ride up, though.
Well, hey, I can try for a little Coke on the way back. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
It's a throw for the Reds here. All the while we're seeing Manny Loro having a discussion with the ref and the Reds making a sub. It is Kojo Kusi making his way onto the field, and it's Nana Adai making way with 10 minutes to spare here in the match. Good to see Kojo getting back into the swing of things.
Great to see Kojo getting back into the swing of things. He's had a couple groin injuries over the years. Been a great player for the Reds. As I've mentioned before, he's very much that field general. Very much gives a lot of direction to his players out there. Has the ability to create a lot of chances from the midfield. Something the Reds have been missing probably a lot of the season. It'd be good to have him back as they close things out and look to make a run for the playoffs right there.
Larry scooped up the ball on a bouncing cross into the middle. Reds trying to win it back in midfield. Loro slipping on the turf. You also get the feeling the turf might start getting a little bit wet with the humidity from earlier today.
True.
Be a throw for the Reds right in front of the Greater Lowell bench. These teams will meet again, I believe it's next Friday.
Yes, next Friday at home at Johnson High School. Kickoff to be roughly about 7:05.
Final home game of the season for your Rhode Island Reds. In between that, they'll take the trip down to face the second-place Brooklyn Italians in what might be a bit of a different contest than we saw the last time. Reds were without Nana Adai in that game, also without Kojo Kusi. Both should be available for selection.
I believe Gabe Gissy.
Fireworks off in the distance.
We hope. Or thunder.
Fireworks are legal in New Hampshire.
True, and we are very close to the border. I'm not sure if that was meant for the end of the match or not. A little off time there for the New Hampshire guys.
Well, June is Pride Month, Mike, and the Reds have partnered with the Youth Pride Initiative this season, raising money for the Youth Pride Rhode Island branch. On the RIRedsFC.com, you can purchase rainbow laces for $5 and a Soccer is for Everyone rainbow logo t-shirt for $25, all proceeds going to YPI.
It's a wonderful, wonderful organization in Rhode Island, helping the LGBTQIA community, providing clothing, housing, food banks. They do a family dinner every week for the community. It's just absolutely wonderful something they do, and something we must definitely support.
It's the Reds' charitable initiative this season as well.
It's something hopefully we'll probably continue on throughout the rest of the year and into next year as well.
Rough Diamond's able to wriggle out of a pretty tricky defensive situation here. Still being pressed here late in the game by the Reds team. You like to see this. Kojo and Manny almost partnering up to create a turnover. Falls to Yusufu Juma. Now Kiko Hernandez out wide toward Bergs. Bergs tried to touch inside, had it knocked back. Now Juma. Back to DeRosa. DeRosa traversing through midfield. Almost losing possession. Now Greater Lowell gives it up. It's a chance in behind. Here's Gissy. Gissy looking for a hat trick. Gissy slows up. Gissy plays it toward the middle. Gissy will get it back. Gissy, opportunity. Taken down on a challenge That was clean. Now Gift Colombo gets it. Gift over to Kusi. His shot stopped by Alzebak. And cleared away. That was actually Albert Baraka. Baraka making his way onto the field. John Locke tries a shot from outside the 18-yard box, and it'll be scooped up by Alzebak. Albert Baraka, a player who hasn't seen too much action this season, playing in his first road contest of the year.
Looks like we have a couple of injured players here, possibly for the Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds.
That is Bergs, I believe. Kyle Bergs.
3 or 4 we've seen
taking a knee.
Take a knee and grab an ankle here.
Samuel Richards also gingerly walking over toward the sideline, but he looks like he's fine. Bergs is up. The athletic trainer called onto the field. Now Patrick DeRosa walking toward the middle. DeRosa has really covered a lot of ground in this one, so that might be more fatigue than injury.
We are entering into the 86th minute here, Dan.
Saw a player limping over on the sideline, but that was Adrian Barajas, who was taken out earlier in the game.
We'll have a drop ball here to restart it,
Dan. And sporting move there by John Locke, plays it back to the keeper, Alzebak. Reds almost had a chance to win it back there. Locke and Kusi battling for it. Greater Lowell played it forward, offside flag up as Keegan Nutt got to the ball first. Keegan, again with the hand up in apology, as he played it right off of Abdallah Juma unintentionally.
You can't imagine there's going to be too much left in here. And ball played out the game.
Here's Gissy. Gissy can really make something happen. Gissy touched back toward Baraka. He'll curl an effort almost in. It bounced right along the end line as the keeper Alzebak desperately watched it sail past him.
What a ball there from Albert. Only making his second appearance of the year for the Reds. First one to come against the New York Cosmos.
He was listed on the roster at the start of the year. Hadn't made a match day squad at all this season. Finally, in the last, I believe his last 2 matches, he's made it onto the field finally. Good to see him get some minutes here and almost got a goal.
Yeah, you tend to be player heavy in this league. Unfortunately, with the way how things are, you get injuries, you get players who sometimes aren't so as committal.
Gift Colombo and Gissy, he is offside. Gissy was a mile offside there.
Throughout the season, and just going to that point, and Coach Rice be pretty good about giving every player who shows up consistently to practice and for his opportunities throughout the match, and that's kind of what happened with Albert. He's somebody who's been consistently coming to practice, hasn't made the 18 before, but opportunities arise, and clearly he's taking every chance he can get here.
This ball will roll all the way back to Baleri. He'll scoop it up right as Abdallah Juma arrived on the scene. 89th minute. Not sure how much stoppage time we'll really need in this one, as things have been decided for quite some time.
I'm going to assume maybe about 3 minutes, Dan.
Turnover here. Locke almost sprung forward, had a bit of a strong touch on Namusa. Holding. He'll play it all the way back to Baleri. Reds just looking to see this one out without drama. Reds have come close to setting a new record for largest margin of victory on the road. They've tied it again here tonight.
Sloppy foul from Dan.
The second time the Reds have won a game on the road by 4 or more goals. Coming into tonight's game, they were a -4 goal difference too, Mike. So this is big here. They'll even things back up if they can see this one out the way the scoreline is.
True, Dan. True. This should move us clear into third place here as well. I believe on points per game is how it's scored. Not total points, but points per game is how things are settled in the NPSL.
Ball played in behind. Almost kept in along the end line.
I was actually looking earlier today just to give an outline of how just difficult actually our conference is. We have 3 teams who are in the power rankings of about 91 teams throughout the whole NPSL.
Yes.
3 of those are in the top 25, being the New York Cosmos, the Brooklyn Italians, and
Kingston
Stockade. Reds falling right about middle of the field at about 56.
This should move them up a bit.
It should, yes.
A big match coming up against Hartford City to close the season that could mean playoff implications. The Reds are just about going to have to win out if they want to make the postseason. John Locke plays this one in toward Gissy and Kusi. Samuel Richards there first, though, for Rough Diamonds. Looked to play it out over the sideline. Didn't make it all the way, and now Gissy running forward. Gissy off of Richards. It'll be a corner for the Reds. Reds will get another chance here to attack late in the match. We're in added time in the second half.
You're going to wonder if this might be the last play of the match here.
We got 3 Stonehill guys out there right now. I thought one of them was taken off, but all 3 have made the field together. Danny, Eben, and Keegan. We've been waiting to see that all season.
We've seen it once or twice, actually, this season. Hasn't happened as often as you'd like.
If you excuse my Stonehill bias there, Mike.
Keegan had was studying abroad in Spain and wasn't quite match fit when he came back. So it took a little bit longer.
4 months of not playing, not practicing. He missed spring practice because of it.
Traveling around Europe, I can't blame him, you know.
You see that a lot in Division II and Division III schools, players traveling abroad, in their spring semester, their off season. So we have an injured player down for Greater Lowell. That's Samuel Richards, who was along the ground. It's going to be, well, it wasn't a bus ride as the players made their own way up here to Tingsboro tonight, but it'll be a happy ride home, and a lot of cars heading south tonight.
True, a lot of cars heading south.
Including us.
Hopefully traffic isn't as bad as it was this afternoon. I had to make a stop down in Providence and I worked in Waltham. And it took me nearly 2 hours to get back down there, Dan.
Richards back to his feet. He'll make his way off the field. Richards been limping around for the last 5 minutes of regulation time. Might see them finish with 10.
Dan, I got to tell you, it's going to be exciting come next Friday to see how this game plays out, where you come and you score 5 goals on the team's home turf, and you know that you're playing in the reverse fixture on your own. You're going to wonder if goals are going to be coming off for blood in that match.
And we had said this game wasn't chippy right at the outset of this half, but it certainly felt that way at points during the second half. There's the whistle on full time. The Reds come out in the second half, dominate Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds. Again, it was what we said right at halftime, where Greater Lowell vulnerable in the opening 15 of a half, and tonight extremely vulnerable. Reds got 3 of their 4 second half goals in that period of time, and they close out the game tonight. A 5-1 win at Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds, again tying their largest margin of victory on the road.
A wonderful match played by the Reds tonight. You got to be happy with how things were to turn things around from the first half to the second half. You know, a very back and forth first half, and to come out in this second one and just absolutely dominate is what we've been looking for all season. Something we've said that this team has been very much the better team when they played a lot of the matches, even the ones that they've lost. Just haven't been able to connect on chances, and you saw that late in this match to have all cylinders go and connecting on those chances, scoring the goals they need to score and giving themselves the victory, and having a nice little run here towards the end of the season, making a chance for the playoffs.
It's a nice little confidence booster heading into Sunday's fixture at Brooklyn Italians. That'll be 7 o'clock. The Reds played Brooklyn tough their first time. That was up at home. Brooklyn, who had come off of 2 straight 5-goal games, and the Reds really limited their attack. Only 2 goals from Brooklyn, both off set pieces. So interesting to see what the Reds have done now. 2 very different, drastically improved teams.
Yes, very much so, Dan. It should be very much an exciting one. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to travel with that one, so we will Hopefully, Brooklyn Tiny should be streaming that one for you guys to watch. We'll share that one.
Well, that'll do it for us here from Tingsboro. Final score again, the Rhode Island Reds 5, Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds 1. For my partner Mike Simeone, this is Dan Schoen. Thanks for watching this presentation of NPSL Soccer.